God's greatest gift to humanity has to be the invention of the GIF. This masterful format allows the user to showcase a far stronger and more meaningful sense of emotion and feel than a simple image. They say an image is worth 1,000 words, but as the great Gandhi himself once said, your mom's a hoe. And in order to showcase just how special the GIF is, I've put together a list of 22 of my all-time favorite GIFs. They will be ranked on usability, creativity, and an overall X factor. So without further ado, let's get right into the list. Starting off with our F-tier GIFs. We have this absolute monstrosity here, just because it reminds me of a certain Alexis. This one belongs in F tier. Even though usability is quite strong, my post-Alexis stress disorder cannot handle this. Next up for F tier, we have this Volvo S60 in a parking lot. Usability here is low. Creativity, it's a damn Volvo in a parking lot. And it has zero X factor to it. Combine that with the fact that Profile Picture Simper has an obsession with it, cements this one solid in F tier. Skipping all the way up to B tier, we have Listening Check. Usability is fair. Not that useful, but when it hits, it hits. Creativity is also fair. I've seen this GIF quite a few times before, and X factor is, well, about average. Reasoning aside, Listening Check is a good GIF, but it's not quite up there with the upper echelon, so it stays in B. Going up to A tier now, starting with the rock eyebrow. Usability is very strong. Creativity is pretty mid, but it has a very strong X factor to it. However, it remains A tier for a reason I'm going to get into slightly later. Walter White crying. Usability, strong. Creativity, it's decent. And I like the speed of this one. It makes it hit so much harder. And the X factor here is pretty good as well. Solid example of an A tier GIF. Next we have Lil Yachty and Drake. Usability isn't quite as strong as the previous GIFs in A tier, but what brings this one up is the creativity and X factor as high as well. Solid GIF. Next we have Flight crying. Usability is pretty strong, creativity is decent, I like the speed, but the X factor has been slightly ruined for me just because of how much of a nonce Flight is. So it remains an A. What the f? Next up we have the seal crying. Usability is strong, creativity is pretty fair, and has a really hard hitting X factor just because, I mean, look at him, man. He's just devastated. Moving up into the S tier GIFs, we have, and I quote, black-guy-punching-wall-meme-gif. I mean, that alone deserves a spot in S, but the strong usability, great creativity, and that X factor I mentioned before truly makes this one so strong in S tier. Next up, we have the Man in Rain. Unfortunately, I can relate a little too hard to this one. Usability is strong, creativity, fantastic. And as I mentioned before, far too relatable. Excellent S tier GIF. Look, man, I don't even know where to start with this masterpiece, but all I have to say is... and it's solid S tier. Now, if you remember with the rock eyebrow GIF, I loved it, but it has nothing on Dreddy Fuckbear. Usability is strong. Creativity, off the charts. The only thing stopping it from being an elite S plus tier is my experience with Freddy. Next up, we have this absolute unit on the chair. Usability is excellent. Creativity, dripping in it. And it has that strong X factor to it. Phenomenal GIF this one is. William Drip Foe is up next. Usability isn't super strong with this one, but when it hits, it hits. And the creativity in William the Drip factor is, it's just so different, and it sets this so far above the others in S tier. Next we have Persona 4 Specialist Dancing. This one's usability might not be quite as high as others, but the beauty of those moves and the creativity here earn it a spot in S tier. Our final S tier GIF is the absolute gift from Jesus himself. Usability, I do admit, is low, but that just makes it truly special when you pull this one out of your GIF arsenal. And the creativity and X factor here are just off the charts. Finally, we've made it. Elite S+. These are the best of the best GIFs, and I am truly honored to be here presenting them to you. Starting with Mies. While usability is quite niche, the standout creativity and personal connection to it really cement its place among the best of the best. Next up, we have Sad Spider-Man. This one's got everything. Strong usability, creativity to rival the best, and that real element of uniqueness. Congratulations, Sad Spider-Man. Next we have, and I quote, Sus Sussy Fortnite card GIF. Now if that name alone didn't leave you weak at the knees, the usability here is off the charts. Creativity is just next level, and the sheer beauty and elegance of this GIF makes it truly one of the greatest of all time. This absolute gem brings me back to the good old days. Usability, excellent. Creativity, oozing. And I always just imagine a little when the trash can hits. Truly among the greatest of all time. Now to finish up this masterful list, we have Drake drinking Sprite. This might possibly be the greatest GIF ever made. Usability, endless. Creativity, second to none. And that X factor, truly incredible. Now that's it. Thank you so much for watching this celebration of the greatest file format of all time. Now take care, don't let the Alexis bite, and I'll see you all in the next video.